Alright guys, you've been waiting forever for this one. Today we're finally restoring this legendary Xbox 360 Gears of War edition. This beast has definitely seen some battles. It's dusty, dirty, and even has a broken piece. But no worries, we're bringing it back to life and making it great again. Quick heads up though, this isn't a step-by-step tutorial. There are different Xbox 360 motherboards, each with their own quirks and RGH methods, so think of this more as a behind-the-scenes look at how we do it. Hopefully, you'll find this restoration both interesting and entertaining. Alright, enough talking, let's set the controller aside and get to work on the console. First, I'm going to remove the top vent cover, and then take out the entire fan vent, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, this broken piece right here. It's not fixable anymore, so I'm just going to replace it. Luckily, I have plenty of spare Xbox 360 parts, so we've got a replacement ready to go. This broken one goes in the trash, and the new one will be installed later. Now for the Wi-Fi module, it's just held in by a single screw. Next up is the bottom vent, which is pretty easy to take off. Same process as the top vent, though this one's a bit trickier. We'll remove the entire piece. Oh, and I almost forgot the hard drive. There we go, a whole 320 gigabytes. Now, I'm carefully cutting through the warranty sticker so I can separate the Xbox shell later. And now it's time to remove one side of the Xbox. It's pretty simple if you have experience, but for newbies, well, this is one of those it only takes a couple of seconds videos. In reality, if you've never tried it, it'll probably take a lot longer. Trust me, I've been there. And now it's time to grab my favorite DeWalt Impact and remove all the screws. You might ask, why use such a powerful tool? Aren't you afraid of damaging the Xbox by over-tightening? Well, first of all, I have experience. I know exactly how much torque to use. I'm pretty good with this tool. And why not a regular power screwdriver, you ask? I have one, but the battery dies in about 10 minutes, which is super frustrating. The DeWalt? I charge it maybe once a month, and the battery lasts forever. That's why I stick with it. A word of warning, if you've never used power tools like this before, you're taking a big risk of stripping your screw holes. Yeah, the little things that hold everything together. Just be careful. Alright, all the bolts are removed. Now it's time to flip the console upside down and take off the top shell. Just like that, it comes off pretty easily. Next, I'm going to remove the side panel too, since I'll be cleaning it later. It's held in place by 2 screws. After that, I'll separate the face panel from the little PCB board. Now I'm going to remove the DVD drive, which is connected by 2 cables, and take out whatever's left, like the shields and brackets for the drive. The hard drive tray is held in place by 2 screws. so I'll remove that too. Since this is a limited edition console, it has a built-in speaker. I'll disconnect it, remove the motherboard, and pull the speaker out of the chassis. The chassis, along with the other parts, is going straight into the wash. I'll place them all in my plastic bin for now, since I'll be cleaning everything later. I clean every single part because our customers deserve nothing but the best. No shortcuts, just top quality care. All right, motherboard time. First things first, pop that fan off and give this board the spa day it deserves. Honestly, this one's shockingly clean. Usually, they look like they've been hiding under a couch since 2009. Still, I'm going to strip it down and give it a nice dust off. A clean motherboard is way nicer to work with than a dirty one. Same goes for the fan. Pro tip, guys. Want to keep your motherboard nice and clean? Vacuum your room once in a while, like at least once a week. Your Xbox has active cooling, which basically turns it into a little Dyson vacuum that just hoovers up every speck of dust in your room and stores it lovingly inside the fan and motherboard. So yeah, if you want a clean console, start by cleaning your room. Your Xbox isn't supposed to double as an air filter. Okay, the motherboard is sparkling clean and dust-free. Love it. Now it's time to wipe off that old thermal paste from the CPU shield and heatsink. This stuff is super important because thermal paste is what helps transfer heat from the CPU to the heatsink. If it's old and dried out, your console can overheat and throw a tantrum, and nobody wants that. That's why whenever we refurbish a console here, we always replace the thermal paste. Every single one. It's part of our process because we actually care about our customers. We want you gaming, not staring at an overheating warning screen. Fresh paste means better cooling and a happier Xbox. Alright, once all the old thermal paste is gone, it's time to flip the board upside down, fire up the microscope, and carefully scrape off the protective coating from the PLL point. This is the spot we'll be using to solder our RGH wires and get the console ready to run in RGH mode. Yeah, normally this takes me way less time when I'm doing it at my desk and not putting on a show for the camera. But honestly, I love this step. Just look at that point. It's a masterpiece. Why does it look so good? Well, that's what years of experience looks like. Anyways, while all the points are prepped and looking sharp, it's wire making time. Now I'm just going to snip a few wires and solder in a 3K resistor, nothing too crazy. Super simple process. But let's pretend I'm doing something so insanely difficult that the fate of the entire world depends on me getting it right. All right, enough with the drama. We've got a tiny crisis on our hands. I officially ran out of shrink tubes. Yep, just like that. Gone. It's like they disappeared at the worst possible time. So I'm going to improvise and use 2 smaller tubes on the sides just to keep these wires from playing tag with each other. Gotta do a little late-night inventory check and slap a note on the board. So I remember to order more supplies before this turns into a full-blown scavenger hunt next time. All right, wires are ready. Time to solder them to the board. And remember, folks, these stunts are performed by highly trained professional. Don't try this at home. Just kidding. Just in case you're planning to do this yourself, pay attention because this step is critical. Make sure all your solder points are nice, shiny, and, dare I say, sexy, with solid connections. Take your time and be precise, because one slip and you can burn a pad or accidentally rip a trace right off the board. These things are basically as fragile as grandma's favorite teacup, so yeah, accuracy is everything here. Once all the points are soldered, I break out the microscope and give them a close inspection, because if we're doing this, we're doing it right. Then I go in with my tweezers to make sure every single connection is solid, especially the PLL point. That one's the troublemaker, the one you had to scratch earlier. And if it's not soldered perfectly, it'll betray you later. So I double check, triple check, basically stare at it until I'm absolutely convinced it's not going anywhere. When I'm happy with the soldering job, I give the motherboard a good cleaning to get all that flux off. Seriously, always clean your flux. Don't be a pig. Our customers are super important, and even if they never see what's going on inside the console, we still take pride in the little details. At the end of the day, it's all about giving you guys nothing less than the absolute best. All right, now that all the wiring is done, the next crucial step is to secure those wires. Why bother? Well, when you're moving the motherboard around, it's way too easy to snag a wire and rip it off. Remember, these points are super fragile. Plus, let's be honest, I'm clumsy. It's happened to me more than once. Most people just slap some tape on it, but I can't stand tape. Instead, I use hot glue. Looks clean, stays put, and for the future, if you ever open up your console, everything comes apart without any drama. So yeah, everything needs to be secured neatly and safely. Now that the wiring is 100% complete, I'm flipping the motherboard upside down to apply some fresh thermal paste. I'm using Arctic MX4. It's packed with carbon microparticles for excellent thermal conductivity, completely metal-free and non-conductive, so it's safe to use. We always pick the best products for our customers because you guys deserve only the very best. All right, now it's time to put the heatsink and fan back on the board, reconnect all the wires, flip the motherboard upside down, and reinstall cross bracket. With that done, the motherboard is officially ready for some NAND magic. I'm talking NAND flashing and unlocking the official firmware. All right, to get access to the NAND data, I'm going to use my Pico flasher, or as I like to call it, the Pico Spider. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, why not use an X flasher? Well, X flasher is way more expensive, and honestly, the Pico flasher works just as flawlessly. I've never had any issues, even with the tricky 4GB Corona motherboards that require some resistor tricks for NAND reads. Every motherboard I've tried, smooth sailing. So, you can use whatever you like. But I stick with my trusty Pico flasher. All right, now I'm just hooking up the motherboard to my PC to make the first tweaks to the NAND file. I'm going to upload Zell into the NAND. In simple terms, Zell is a Linux-based software that grabs the CPU key, which I'll use to modify the firmware and unlock it. I'm not going to show the entire process, trust me, it would take forever. All right, after all the modifications are done, we now have a fully unlocked fully RGH modded console. Next up, I'm heading into the SMC editor to get a reset code for this specific console. Keep in mind, every console has its own unique code, so the one you see here won't work on yours. Now I'll plug in the controller and start the console. This code is what I use to reset every new console. I like to make sure it's fresh for its new owner. Once the custom console loads straight to the retail dashboard, I go to Settings, System, Console Settings, System Info, then press the button sequence shown on the right screen. Boom, the reset window pops up. I hit Reset Console and we're good to go. If for some reason you want to reset your console, you can do it by registering it on the Microsoft website and requesting the reset code. They'll send you a code that's unique to your console, but you'll need the serial number, which you can find on the back of your console. So yeah, if you ever need to reset it, just reach out to Microsoft. Alright, our console is now fully modded. I'm just going to unplug the Pico flasher, give the motherboard a quick clean, and that's it. We're done with the board. Alright, let's set the motherboard aside and give the controller some love. We're going full teardown mode. Every screw, every button, and all the plastic parts are headed straight to the same bin our console's already enjoying. Yep, it's bath time for everyone. All the plastic parts then head straight to the washing station. I add some soap, let them soak in the bubbly bath for a few hours, and then give them a thorough scrub. I'll spare you the scrubbing montage in the video, but once they're clean, I lay them out on a towel and let them air dry overnight. Gotta make sure they're sparkling for their grand reunion with the console. And now that it's had the night to rest, it's time to put it all back together.
Chassis ready, drop it in. RGH board, let's begin. Then cover, hard drive tray. Piece by piece, we're on our way. Middle speaker, clicking tight. DVD drive, it's just right. Front panel, top shelf too. Bolt it down, this beast is new. Assemble the beast, line it up, let it roar. Custom 360, built for war. Side panels on vents, both sides. Here's edition, gamer pride. Freshest console ever seen. Custom mod, it's looking mean. Ready for the gaming scene. Power switch, LED glow. Fans are humming, here we go. Websites live, you already know. Grab yours now before they go. Assemble the beast, light it up, let it roar. Custom 360, built for war. Side panels on vents, both sides. Here's edition, gamer pride. Every screw lock feeling clean. Freshest console ever seen. Custom mod, it's looking mean. Ready for the gaming scene. Power switch, LED glow. Fans are humming, here we go. Websites live, you already know. Grab yours now before they go.
Damn, she's looking spicy. Fully modded RGH 3 Gears of War Limited Edition Xbox. Alright, let's build the controller and complete the setup. If you're sitting there wishing you had a modded Xbox 360 like this, stop wishing and start clicking. We ship free across Canada and the US, so no excuses for my North American gamers. And yes, we do ship worldwide. It's about $100 Canadian for fast FedEx, which is basically pocket change for getting this level of awesome delivered to your door. Links in the description. Go click it before someone else grabs the last one. Alright, our Xbox 360 RGH 3 console is fully built and ready for action. Time for the moment of truth. Let's power it on. I've already popped in the hard drive with Aurora installed and preloaded a game, Darksiders 2. As you can see, it boots straight into Aurora like a champ. Right now, there aren't any titles showing because we still need to set up the game path. But first, let's get this thing online. Quick trip to settings to set up the Wi-Fi and make sure we're connected. So as you can see, the network is available, but Internet and Xbox Live are blocked, exactly how it should be. This console won't go online, but Aurora will still be able to grab covers and other goodies from the Internet, and that's all we really need right now. If you do want to go online like a normal Xbox, you'll need to install a stealth server. I've got a video on the channel showing how to install the XB Guard, so check that out later. For now, let's set up the path to our games folder and let Aurora work its magic. And there it is, Darksiders 2, cover and all. Let's fire it up and hope everything runs perfectly. And that's a wrap, my friends. This is how we refurbish consoles and bring them back to life. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps out. Got questions? Drop them in the comments, and I'll try to answer whenever I get the chance. More videos are coming your way soon, so stay tuned and stay subscribed. And of course, if you're on the hunt for a modded console, check out our website. We restock almost every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.